Hey, everybody. Thank you for coming along and joining me this Monday evening. I do appreciate you guys, as always, coming along and following on the show. So, tonight we have a really interesting guest, and there's so much that I really want to get into and talk about with her. But before we do, let me get all the particulars out of the way, everybody. So, if this is your first time following the show, you can catch us live on a multitude of platforms. So you can catch us live on our YouTube page, where if you're watching there, do us a favor, hit the like and subscribe button. We are trying to build our viewership there, and hit the notification buttons. That'll let you know whenever we do go live or when we do post new content. So do us a favor, check us out there on YouTube, like and subscribe, drop it in the comments. I usually get back to them as soon as I get off the show, or at the first opportunity that I get. So we are also streaming live on Facebook, and we're streaming live on the same on our Facebook page, which is of the same name of the show, Made from Scratch Broadcast. So go hit us there on Facebook. You can also catch us on Twitter. On Twitter, you can follow us there. We're streaming live through Periscope on Twitter, and that is at MFSB Live there as well. You can drop down in the comments, hit the like there. You can retweet, that sort of thing, guys. We really do appreciate everybody that follows along on there as well. And then you can also catch us live now on LinkedIn. So we're streaming live on LinkedIn Live, and that is through my actual page. And you can follow me there. That is Gabriel E. Leal on LinkedIn right there. And you can see that I'm streaming live as well. And in the last place, guys, if you want to check us out there, you can go to our website, and that is at www.madefromscratchpodcast.com. And we stream live on the website. You can also go check out past episodes, check out our podcast episodes, which we do stream there. And then you can also, check out the About page, which kind of tells you a little bit about me. And then you can also find the link to our internet radio station, where we do replay some of the past episodes, and we do play music there. So thank you, guys. Again, thank you so much for hopping along and joining this evening. I do appreciate every single one of you. So let me go ahead and get started talking about this evening's guest. So she is a interesting person. She is she's a intuitive anatomy reader. She's a psychic, an empath, an energy and healer. She is a spiritual medium, and she's also a Usi Reiki master, teacher, and she also she also helps women understand and learn and accelerating inner healing, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. So she covers a lot of the basics when it comes to wanting to learn more about yourself, and then learning more about the universe and everything that the universe presents itself to you. So, man, it's fascinating what she does. And, we were just having a really good conversation before we came on live. So, guys, do me a favor, without any further ado, help me introduce Christine Gold to the show. Hey.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm amazing. Thank you so much. And you?
I am doing awesome. It has been an awesome Monday. I've had a lot of great conversations today, a lot of great communication. And then, it's been such a beautiful day. I've stopped to, per se, smell the roses, look at the sun, watch the clouds. Again, it's just been an awesome day. And I love these sort of days. These are the kind of days that I wish would last forever. But, of course, we all have to, everything has to end, even life. But again, it was such a beautiful day. I don't even want to harp on that. So let's talk about you a little bit. So, tell us a little bit more about who you are and how you actually started this journey. And then we'll start going into all the beautiful, interesting things that I want to ask you about. So just kind of tell us a little bit about how you got to this how do you got to this point in your life, in your journey, excuse me.
Oh my goodness. Well, I was in corporate sales for many, many years, and on that proverbial hamster wheel, not happy, just going through the motions. And I suffered from depression and anxiety for most of my life. I also had 2 attempts at suicide. So, just you can never judge a book by its cover. And I'm a great example of that. 2018, I had the spiritual 2x4 to the head, per se, with a awakening. I came across a mentor who basically told me that my anxiety and depression are highly linked to me not living my life intuitively, not living my soul's purpose, not knowing what unconditional love is. And she also told me that I needed to create a video for 3 minutes and highlight why I wanted to take her mediumship course. And I thought, okay, this is a huge wake up call for me. Are you going to take the leap? And I'm like, yes, I am. But then ego got in there and said, do you really want to make a video? Do you want to be on camera? You're going to put yourself out there. Who do you think you are? And that worthiness piece came up. And I said, you know what? I've tried everything from medication to doctors to diets to fads to alcohol to drugs. I've tried it all. And I tried to end my life twice. So there's a reason. So I took the leap. I took the leap of faith and trusted the process, and here I am today. And what I want to say is we are all here for a reason. We all have gifts. We are all light workers. We are all healers, and every single one of us is able to heal ourselves and then turn around and share that with the world.
Awesome. That is such a wonderful, wonderful outlook and way to look at it, even despite all the trials and tribulations that you faced in life. So, again, that's why I love bringing people like yourself onto the show, because again, it's those experiences, it's that journey that I'm pretty sure somebody somewhere else has felt and is actually going through these sort of things right now as we speak. So that is awesome. So kind of tell me a little bit more about, how did you begin your journey to learn and practice Reiki, which is also an interesting subject in itself?
Well, after it was about 6-month process to learn mediumship, to open up to our gifts, like our different clairs, and we'll talk about clairs later. And then I provided around 50 complimentary readings as well, because I wanted to make sure that what I was getting from the universe was not, ego. Ego got in there big time, big time. Are you sure? Oh, no, that doesn't sound right. Are you, a lot of doubt. So the more I dove in with heart first, because I'm all about heart, the heart.
There you
never go wrong. And I found that Reiki, I was seeing a lot of energy healing. I'm like, oh, what's that? And it was all about the chakras. And I'm like, okay, I love that. I love energy, the gaps, the blocks, however you want to look at it. I mean, we are all energy beings. We are all energy. We are all matter. Feel my vibes. I'm sure a lot of people feel that one. But I was also noticing I was an empath. So as I was opening my gifts, like opening up to the world and to the universe, I was picking up people's stuff. And I'm like, okay, I got to be careful, because sometimes I feel angry. Sometimes I feel sad. And I'm like, oh, this all makes sense now. I am my own master. I master my energy, and learning Reiki is a non-invasive form of energy healing. And it's been around for thousands of years. It originated in Japan. And it's something we all have, meaning if you put your hands together, rub them really quickly and pull them apart, do you feel anything? That's your energy. So learning how to connect the dots, heal myself, and turn around and heal others, I basically have lit up the inner Christmas tree. That's how I see it. I'm a visual person, so I'm like, yeah, Christmas tree's lit up. So now I'm going to turn around and I'm going to show other people how to light up their own Christmas tree.
Awesome. That's great. So, you do call yourself a medium and a psychic. So,
Mhm.
when did you discover that you could actually channel as both? Because I've heard it. I was watching and doing a little research, and I've also heard it described in, all mediums are psychics, but not all psychics are mediums. So how did you find this way that you could actually channel and do both of them?
It's a matter of knowing what your strongest traits are, meaning clairs. Do you hear things? Do you see things? Do you feel things? Do you smell things? Do you taste things? Do you know things? Those are all of your clairs.
Yeah.
And I have them all except for the taste. And, you know, just going through Akashic records, which again is our past lives, and we
Yeah.
all have them.
Yeah.
I dove into that. So that's where the connection of the medium and psychic came in because, gosh, how do I describe this? When I talk to spirit, it's like a game of charades. So whenever I'm doing a reading, I bring spirit in first, but then I'm also picking up, stuff from their past, their present, and their future. So that's the psychic piece that comes in.
Yeah.
So, and really it's up to the person, like myself, to decide, do I want to have the mediumship and the psychic, or do I just want to focus on one? Me, I really wanted to have all of them
Yeah.
as much as possible because my readings are about the 360, covering everything. Or as one of my clients had said, the Cadillac of all my readings, I encompass everything in one reading.
Yeah. So that kind of leads into, what my next question is. So, what are the first type of impressions or readings that you take from someone who might want to be a potential client who comes to you and says, I feel something, but I want to understand what it is.
Okay. Picture. I'll look at someone's profile picture, and within 5 seconds, I have an idea of what's going on. I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or even if someone gives me a name, and sometimes I don't even get a name. I just get, okay, you're going to be coming into this group, and there'll be 5 of us, and I just start writing. I guess for me, yeah, it's channeling. I mean, we discussed that. So
Yeah.
the guides know as soon as I pick up this book, my collective team knows when I pick this up, and my writer, which is my tool.
Yeah.
When I start writing, they're like, "Oh, Christine wants information from us, so we're going to give it to her."
Yeah.
So just like you have a tool, right? In your podcast, we all have tools as part of what we do. That's one of my tools.
Yeah, that's pretty deep. I mean, that's pretty interesting. Again, did you see it that way? Because it is a tool. A tool can be more than just. It's an instrument to help you do what you're supposed to be doing. So that's awesome. Because again, I've always wondered about that, and that just stems from curiosity. Because again, there's a lot of misnomers when somebody sees psychic, right? You see the stuff on television.
Oh,
and
boy, yeah.
That's what we've been sold, right? That's not the bill of goods as it always is. It's kind of like
it's an illusion.
Yes. So that's something that you can see, and people just associate that, and it's not really the case. Because again, that's just it goes beyond just again what we visually see. There's a whole lot more that goes into that. Like you said, you feel that's a whole nother level. That's just not being able to. Again, it's kind of like it's for a lot of people who, if I can't see it, I don't believe it. That sort of thing, and that I kind of feel the same way you do as far as there are other levels, there are other things, there's other signs out there, and like we were having our little discussion of beforehand, you just got to learn how to read those and interpret them, and like you said, you have to channel into it. You have to learn how to communicate with the universe.
Yes.
And I think that's a little bit harder for a lot of people because again, it's the stigma of what you're talking about that they can't get past. So there's already a block there.
Yeah, and it's ego and it's fear.
Yeah, there you go.
Fear-based. It's false evidence appearing real.
Yes.
So you have to discern, and your soul knows differently, but many times we don't listen to it. We don't meditation. You
Yes.
really, I don't care if you say you don't have time to meditate, you're not my client. If you say I don't believe in it, you're not my client, because you're not taking the time to honor yourself and to
No.
tap into the possibilities, like Albert Einstein.
Yes.
The
So,
man's a, he talks all about relativity and theories, and he's all about the universe.
yeah.
And
So
where many times we learned in school, what did we learn about Einstein? E equals mc squared. It's like,
yeah.
okay, and that's it?
Yeah.
Come on.
Again, that's kind of like being reduced down to what people think psychics are when they see them on television with, oh, I just read tarot cards. It's so much more than that.
It
So,
is.
and I have this with me, and I read this quite a bit.
Oh, nice.
So meditation is also part of what I do, because it's, again, helped me open up my mind to a lot of different things, clarity. It gives me again, it's about energy, right? It's about
It is.
Getting in that state of mind where you're just so open.
Yes.
And that's how you're going to find the way, even if you're spiritually getting into it spiritually, right? So if you expect a higher power, higher being, whatever deity you believe in is going to speak to you, how are you going to allow them to speak to them if you don't even open a channel, or get in that state of mind where you can even understand what they're telling you? People just essentially, when they might pray, they just pray, talk, and it actually goes beyond that. I mean, how are they supposed to communicate to you if you're just always talking and you don't let them talk back to you and interpret what you're supposed to be getting from your God and your deity?
Yes.
And sort of thing. So it's about opening up a lot. And
Absolutely. And that's why we're here right now. This is not isolation. This is incubation. This is a wake-up call. This is not pressing the easy button. There is no easy button anymore, guys. Okay?
Yes.
Your soul has been screaming, saying, hello, I'm here. And we've been here before. There is no deja vu. This is saying, hey, wake up. We're here. You are so powerful and so divine and tapped in and plugged into Christ consciousness. You have no idea. That's why I do my show, The Power of Healing Your Energy, because once you do that, boom, the inner Christmas tree lights up.
Yeah, so let's get into that a little bit as well, because you actually host a live show once a week, right? On on the Facebook page, and then you also do a podcast as well.
Yes,
which
I do.
They're both of the same name, correct? The Power of Healing. Okay, so take us down a little bit about how you actually got into doing both of those, and what kind of messages do you like to share with a lot of your audience whenever you do create these shows, and what kind of guests or what are a lot of the topics that you like to delve deep in whenever you're getting into certain subjects?
I love, the show's amazing. It's once a week. I bring in all sorts of people that have healed their energy, whether it was emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, or all of them. And most of them are light workers in their own way. Some are authors, some are fitness coaches, some are energy healers. I mean, these are people, again, I had one gentleman who was 150 pounds overweight. And now he is he's a body transformation coach. I mean, this guy, just being around him, he is so energetic, and, people just like, wow, look at that. That's amazing. If he can do it, I can too. And that's the whole idea. And it brings me back to my childhood, because my sister and I used to take, the tape recorders
Yeah.
And we would pretend to have a talk show
Oh, wow.
growing up. So here's synchronicity right here. I made that connection about 6 months ago. I'm like, I'm doing a talk show for real. This is what I'm.
Yeah.
I was meant to do this. I mean, it just
It
just made a lot of sense.
It does.
I wish I still had those tapes, but that would be fun to go back. But hey, it's I
Again,
just love hearing, like yourself, other people's stories.
yeah.
Because it's all about Me Too, that whole movement. It's about bridging and authenticity and vulnerability and cultivating self-compassion and building resilient spirit and intuition, trusting faith. It's and being creative and tapping in and having fun, inner child stuff, all of it.
That's and it's such a wonderful way to share these people, right? To bring these people to the forefront and showcase what they're about and what their energies are and the voices they've created. So, I didn't know this until I started doing a little bit of background work on you, but we've had a lot of the same guests on.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So I think so. At this point, I think I've had 3 of the same guests. So, or one of them was actually going to be my 3rd guest, who you've had on. His name was Di Manuel.
Oh, that's who I was talking about. That's the transformation coach. I love him. He's amazing. Yeah.
He is. We had a conversation today. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that was pretty awesome because I started looking on your podcast. Wow, this is awesome. I've had her on, and then I'm gonna have him on. We're having a talk tomorrow, so I was like blown away. So it feels that
I
way.
love
it. It's because again, it's a great way to bring such amazing people and share what we're talking about, and then what kind of messages, and again, these things that they bring to the show, to our, like your show, my show. It's wonderful. People find such inspiration in it, and they find hope, and they find what they're looking for. So again, here he is. He's 150 pounds overweight, and he's transformed himself into what he actually saw up here, and and it just shows the power of our mind, our bodies, and our spirits. And it's such a great way, again, to reach out to amazing individuals. And they again, I feel blessed that I get to do this, and I get to bring somebody who I think is amazing, and I know that people out there will listen to and they'll find amazing as well. And that's such a great way to do this. And I'm glad you're doing your show again, because you're reaching people on a whole nother level, and you're impacting their lives. So essentially, you're changing their lives every single time that you go out and interact with them. And I love that. It just makes for a better world. It makes for better people, better us, better humans.
Yes. We are all here. We are all connected. We are all making our way home, and we are here for love and forgiveness.
Yes. And I love this. So let me do a couple of shout outs to some of the people who have been following along, and having a few comments here on LinkedIn. So let's see. Senor Posada, Hiroki, yes. Maureen Wixon, thank you. Roz Lowe, awesome.
Nice.
So I had quite a few who are following along, and again, Ross says, "I'm surrounded by empaths." Yes, we are. We are. There's so many people that again have that ability to feel. I do a podcast as well, and my podcast co-host, she's an empath as well. So she calls me out on things sometimes. It kind of shocks me. She goes, "Hey, something's bothering you." And I go, "What?" She goes, "Something's bothering you. Tell me about it." And I try to go, "No, nothing's fine." She goes, "Yeah, come on, G, tell me." And I go, "Okay."
Yeah, come on, G, tell us.
So I gotta tell her, okay. And I just spill it, and I go, "God,
How did you know? I know. I get that from my boyfriend all the time. And he thinks I read his mind. I'm like, no, you know what? I have moral and code with being psychic and all that. There are moral and ethics. I don't just walk up to you and give you a reading. I don't, say, oh, I see your grandmother behind you, or, there are rules. I don't go around doing that. So anyways.
Yeah, but that's again, wow, and again, I have to say the same thing whenever so I know it's real. I know that and there's a lot of people. Again, there's always skeptics.
Oh, I welcome them.
Um, there were skeptics when Jesus was walking the earth. So if they're going to be skeptical at that point in time, I know there's going to be skeptics here. But again, you face it the same way he did, and you just go forth and know your destiny. It's so let me go ahead and ask you, just about what we got going on around us now. So, how have you had to adapt to all the changes? How's it affected you, like personally and in your business? What are some of the things that you've seen that have changed, good or bad?
Well, I did talk about this in December 2019. I mean, the energy of 2019 was palpable, I guess would be the word. Everybody was freaking out, depressed, anxious. We're just grabbing for some little bit to make them, feel whole. And the energy was just off the charts. And I said, 2020 is going to be about rebirth. I feel something coming. I don't know what it is, but something's coming. And we have got to wake up. Either you're going to go in, gently into 2020, or you're going to go in kicking and screaming. And it seems to be a split. But many are waking up. They're just like, oh, wow, the stuff that, maybe I was talking about, or someone else is talking about, or, Colette Baron Reed, or, just Eckhart Tolle, Deepak Chopra, Wayne Dyer, just throwing, Gabby Bernstein, just throwing out names here. But that makes sense. Dr. Joe Dispenza, Greg Braden, there's some great names right there as well that talk about energy and talk about rebirth and talk about unconditional love and heart math, heart coherence, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And so, gosh, and I've been seeing this a lot. Like, when are we going to go back to normal? Why would you want to? Was normal working for you?
Right.
Really? Was it? Because it wasn't working for me, and for many of my clients, I've actually had to turn people away, over the years, saying, I'm sorry, but I cannot read you for the sixth time. I absolutely will not. I will give people their money back if they're not willing. I've learned a lot. I used to take on just anybody, not anymore. I created boundaries, very important.
Yeah.
As being an empath, and self-care. But just saying, you've got to do the work too. I mean, I can guide you and give you ideas, but if you're not open and you're not there, then there's no point in us talking.
Yes, exactly.
Because I can tell you, oh, this might happen. This is going to happen. I see this happening, but you have free will. But really, your only will is God's will. So you got to figure that out first.
Yeah.
So if I say left and you go right, I'm going to get blamed for it? No. You need to take responsibility.
Yeah. And I think that's, a lot of people, they always have something else to blame for things not working out, things not being in the right place.
I used to do it. Victim mentality. I know all about it. I feel you guys. I do. I'm empathetic. I get it.
Yeah. And
the broken record. And this is a beautiful time to find out who you are. Dream. What do you want to do? What do you want to be when you grow up? Will you ever grow up? Who cares? Just have fun. Make those connections with yourself and then with others. And you're going to find out what your purpose is on earth.
And I kind of like that term that you placed it as, is this is an incubation period, right? This is, again, because again, you're regrowing, you're redeveloping. This is a time to, I keep hearing the word pivot,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's not that it's not a bad word, but I like incubation better, to tell you the truth, because again, it also puts in there for growing, for being able to develop. And again, this is the time to do this. This is an unprecedented. This is unprecedented in what we're going through. So, I think you should have an unprecedented approach whenever going through it and looking at this time. If you're just sitting down watching mindless television day
Mhm.
after day after day after day, you're not realizing the opportunity that's passing you by. And you're going to, at some point, snap your fingers once everything passes by, and you're going to go, I should have took that time to do this. I should, why waste that?
Yeah.
This is a beautiful time. We don't have to concentrate on all the um, news and negative stories and all this other stuff. That's just, again, if you're trying to get into a certain state of mind, that's the first thing you're going to do to go wrong. Is
That's the first thing you scrap, because news stands for never evolving with spirit.
there you go. There, what God,
Amen to that.
what better way to put it? So I I have not I've not watched like news in going on 2.5 years. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, it's fear-based, it's dark, it's scary, and it's very repetitious, meaning all of the stations have the same message and the same pictures and video.
Yes,
Go do your research. I mean, if you want to call me out on this, be informed before you start attacking other people
yes,
as well. Be
yeah.
informed.
And again, it's you know, there's people who still haven't figured out that if they work past fear, if they work past these things, there's a whole different world out there. Things become so beautiful to want to learn and understand. And again, I know where they're coming from. I've been there. Um,
Mm.
I've been where the fear is. I've let the fear stand in front of me, and it controlled my life. Um, Always afraid to take the leap. Always afraid to make that move. Always afraid. But again, look where it's gotten you. Um, are
It
you
gets you back to the same spot you
yeah,
were.
yeah.
Bef- it's like the dog chasing his tail. I think the dog is the only one that enjoys it.
Yeah, that's about it. But again, you got to ask yourself after every single time of doing that circle, are you happy?
Mm.
Can you answer that with a straight face and say, yeah, I'm happy? If you can't, if you even have the slightest inclination of doubt, man, you better start looking you better start looking around and learning to find whatever path you have to start taking to learn enlightenment. It's a journey that again, once you start, you don't want to you don't want to deviate from that path anymore, because you see all the wonderful things that are happening, all the universe, even when you get the trials, when you get the tribulations,
Yes,
when you get resistance put up against you, you're able to face it with a different attitude, with a different mindset.
absolutely. Gratitude's the only attitude. And
That's
start a gratitude journal. Start writing it down.
yeah, and you'll at that point you go, it doesn't even bother me. Um,
Mm.
the biggest fear that I ever had in my life was the fear of death. I don't even fear that anymore. Once
Heck
you
no.
once you take that away, what else can you threaten me with? Um, that's my thing. I'm very happy and comfortable with being this person and having all these things thrown at me now. I love it. You want to throw a challenge at me? Great. Tell me where to sign up. I'm ready. I want to go face it, because if I fail, that means I'm learning something. That's the
Absolutely.
way I see it. And um, I'm no longer afraid to fall on my face and just go, okay, what next? Uh,
Yeah.
let, let's get up and face the day. So, man, um, again, I love what you're doing. Um, everything. Even now, so you help women, right? Who want to find healing. So, what are some of the things that you kind of advise women coming to you who want help, who want to find healing in life, and who've had those past traumas and that sort of thing, and they want to work past it, and they see you and they go, I want to be like Christine.
I tell them self-care is number one. First and foremost, I tell them as well that they are bathed in unconditional love. I mean, it's a whole process. I mean, I even have a 4-week intuitive mentorship course as well, where it's all about unleashing your magic. So, gotta find the magic. It's there. It's been buried in programs.
Yeah,
It's been buried in trauma, inner child stuff, relationships, whatever they happen to be, jobs, children, the whole, 360 degrees. And many times I find that they are empaths and they're people pleasers as well. And they're perfectionists. So
Ooh.
they've got the triple threat.
Yeah, they got the trifecta when it
Yeah,
comes.
the trifecta. I had it too, and I still struggle with it. Or the busyness. Oh, I'm so busy. Busy doing what? Everything for everyone else and nothing for yourself because there's no worthiness. So that's the biggest piece for the women I work with is the worthiness. So it all starts with, again, self-care, your gratitude journal, your dream journal, your meditation, your exercising, you're finding beauty in everything, clean eating, yoga, grounding, working with chakras, energy. It's a whole process. They just have to be like, okay, you know what? I'm ready.
Yeah. Open heart, open mind. That's one of the best approaches that I take in learning everything now.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, everybody, and I mean everybody, has something that they can share, a story, and something that can add value to somebody else. This is just my form to bring this out there and share it with people. I mean, I had a kid reach out to me today. I call him a kid. Gosh, I sound like my father, but he's 26. He's 26 years old, but he has cerebral palsy and he wants to become a motivational speaker. And I told him, well, here's the thing: go do it. Share your story. There's somebody your story is gonna resonate with somebody. You've had challenges that neither I nor somebody else who doesn't face that might see as something so easily as taking a jog. That's probably hard for you. You have physical ailments, but that's not going to limit you.
No.
It's not going to limit your message. And so I told him, get out there and start doing it, man. Take the step, take the leap. You'll find that wonderful things and opportunities and all these other things will start open up with you, but you'll never know if you don't even present yourself out there and go try it.
Exactly. And the biggest disappointment would be not doing it and somebody not seeing you and going, wow, me too.
Yes.
You need that. You need that. You don't let ego stop you from shining your light.
So yeah. So again, like you were talking about Wayne Dyer earlier, right? Wayne's been gone for a while, but yet his message, everything that he shared, is still touching and resonating with folks. So you don't even have to be present to make an impact. It's so
Absolutely.
it's so incredible. So if you never took the step to do that, you never know what could be. I mean, so I told him, you got nothing to lose, my friend. Or you can stay in your
In your little box.
Yeah.
We have compartments and we keep them all over. It's about opening them and unleashing what's there. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, he was pretty interesting, and I said, look what I'm doing. I said, I never had this. I never had this big grand plan to do this. the biggest thing for me was just trying to do maybe a podcast, right? I never thought video, and I never thought doing a live show, but yet by taking these steps and going down this path, it's led to me where here I am with you now,
Hmm.
and I'm sharing this. And I said, yes, our our accesses were parallel, but now it's time that we've crossed, and our journeys are intertwining, and I'm intertwining with so many wonderful and interesting people. And all it's doing is helping me enrich my life, and it's helping me share that enrichment with everybody else who would love to follow along, who will sit there and take the time to listen. So it's incredible. And you know, I know that I know that I talk about creativity on here. We all have creativity. Um, you know, even in your message, there's creativity. Everything that has to come together. You're doing a podcast. You're doing a live show. You have to be creative to put these things together, even if there's a message behind it. So, again, you everybody has that need for self-expression because it's part of who we are. We whether it's something you share with the whole world or something that you share down on a piece of paper, but it's there, and we all want it. We all want to get that out, and that's why people have diaries, right? People journal. People, they have to get those thoughts out of their minds and somewhere, or else what's the point? Um, Journaling is another great way. You go create these things. Gratitude, like you said, these are all parts of creativity. You have to be creative to put this stuff down. Um,
Well,
so
part of being creative is actually a way to meditate. A lot of people don't think that way. Or cleaning. My boyfriend loves to clean. He says it's my form of meditation. I'm like, knock yourself out then. I love it. No. um, but it's a benefit too. But anyways,
yeah,
it's like, yeah, it's the journaling or the video or writing music or singing or dancing or and it's a way to heal too. And you also get
yes,
amazing inspiration when you're at play. So
yes,
cultivate play more.
yes.
Yeah.
And again, people people fall into these stigmas and these ideas of what creativity or what a psychic, what an empath, or what these people are. And they're all
Mhm.
misnomers about what we do and and who we are as people and what we share. So people ask and say, what's your niche? What's your niche?" They say, "What's my niche?" I said, "My niche is people. My niche is creativity. My and again that encompasses everything that goes along with it, my friend. Um, so yeah, I don't like to be fit in a box.
Same. I fought that one for a year and a half. I kept hearing niche, 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 and funnel, 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 and I'm like, okay, this sounds like a pyramid in the wrong way, because pyramids are very healing. And they, anyways, you know
Yes,
what I'm saying?
yes. So again, um, I I love the openness. I
Mm,
love the vulnerability of what I do. Um, and I love that's why I love doing live.
yeah,
I could be laughing, I could be crying, I could be serious, I could be all these things, all these emotions, but that's what you get across from me. And that's what you get across from my guests. And that's what I love. I don't want to edit none of this stuff out. Um,
same. Free
I
flow is the only way to go.
Yes, 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 yes. And I tell people, uh, and there's nothing wrong. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with form and functionality. That's great.
Hmm.
You know, uh, you do that in living spaces. So that's like feng shui.
Yes.
It's putting together a form of functionality that works for your vibe and your spirit and all that entails. But it doesn't mean that has to be for everything and everybody. So I don't like again putting myself in that sort of box of, well, I have 10 questions, I have to stick to them, or my shows are only 30 minutes long and that's it. I do this way and that way. That's why I had a 2 hour show last week. So because again, we just started having a conversation. And
Yeah,
to me, these conversations and what I'm sharing, what to do, it's me and you in a camera, and everybody else I get to bring along. And if it starts touching them and resonating, that's even better. That's the cherry on top for me. Um,
definitely.
because again, it's such a beautiful way to share what we're both learning and what we're both talking about.
And I love what you're doing. I mean, I was just saying, 5 days a week. I'm like, that's amazing. I only do once a week. So like,
Hey,
wow.
and I give a lot of props to my mentor, the one that kind of helped me along this path.
Mhm.
But I'm also starting to learn it's a lot about me as well. I'm learning a lot about myself. Um, so to be able to do this and put the time and the commitment to putting all these shows together and reaching out to people, um, again, it's to me, it's fun. It's a passion. I get up ready to do this in the morning. Um, and I everything I puts together, it's now a part of it's part of my life. So my family, my kids, my dogs, the work, and now doing this. This is all part of it. This is all part of the stuff that um
It lights you up. I can tell. I get the same feeling when I go out live too. There's just something about it.
about it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and again, I tell the people who ask me same sort of question, man, don't you think you're going to burn out? And I tell them, yeah, it's always a possibility. Everything's a possibility, but
Mm.
um, you know what? I'm not nowhere near close to burning out. If anything, I'm asking for more. Um, so um, I always tell them like this. So I spent the first 45 years of my life living in that box, living in that world. And I
Yeah.
sure as heck don't want to spend the next 45, 50, 30, 20, whatever the time left on what I have on this earth doing the same. Because I already
Yeah.
know what those other 45 years were about. And I'm not about to do that again. Um,
Exactly. And the only thing that fits in a box is a cat. I love that joke. You know, when the little cats get in the little box. Sorry.
so, hey, there's nothing
Uh,
so yeah, and again, um, I love doing these shows, and again, I hope it comes across that way to people. But even um, I get the real to me the real joy is just getting to have these conversations with people like yourself, Christine. So um, let me go ahead and get to the last two questions, which
sure.
that I usually ask all my guests. So, and one of them just has to deal with right now. So once we get past all of this, because it will pass,
Hmm.
history will tell us everything. They've got past the bubonic plague, they got past polio, they got past all these things with less technology, less sort of thing. So we'll get past it. But what are some of the things that you have uh, working right now, and what's one of the first things that you would like to go do? As something fun, like I don't know, going out for pizza in a restaurant or going to see a movie. I mean, do you have anything like that that you would want to go do? Want to get out
You know what? I've always been a homebody. So for me, this is like a vacation.
here?
I'm not an extrovert, okay? I may appear that way, but I love my time, my quiet time. Me, myself, and I. Give myself a hug.
There
Anyways,
you
um, honestly, is to have like a big family barbecue with
go.
all the family.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody. We used to do like Valentine's Day parties or Christmas and July parties, stuff like that, where we'd have 30 of us together. I guess that's what I'm really looking forward to
Forward
doing.
to, and I think that's a great thing. I know that a lot of people are struggling um, with that, not being able to see family like that. I have a large family, so um, we have been getting on Zoom calls
Mm,
and communicating that sort of thing. But there's nothing like being close and feeling somebody's uh, pat on the back, a hug,
yeah.
um, just this sort of things. They all have a meaning, and they all mean a lot. I'm pretty sure, hopefully, everybody will get the perspective that it means a lot more once we do get
Yes.
back together and understand that this time should be something that helps you get that perspective once we get out there and you get to be free again. And you're free now, but I mean, you just to not even have to think about it, to not have to go out
Yes.
and say, "Oh, I go, hello, how are you doing? Cover your mask," and just to be again like not even normal, just to be able to have that the opportunity to hug somebody.
The connections
Yes.
that we truly, truly need, that we actually, what was the word? We manifested this
Yeah.
because we were just so distracted, and those people, and I'm triggered, and wow. Anyways, yeah, that's why we're here. So we're here to
Awesome.
learn unconditional love for self and for others, and to forgive self and others, and to connect. And that's it.
Exactly. So, and then for the last question that I usually ask everybody, and some people might see it as morbid. I don't. I just think is, once this book is done on you, what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind for the world, and what is the one thing you want to be remembered for?
Oh, legacy, just, loving yourself, unconditional love, um, finding your magic, sharing your magic. Um,
Ooh,
oh man, just knowing that you are here for a reason,
yeah,
and you got to go find it.
awesome. I love that answer. Um, and again, I was looking right now real quick at some of the comments on here, and there's a questions that Roz wanted me to ask, because she goes, so how do you prevent yourself from getting down when you feel too much? If that makes any sense. So, 'cause-
Yeah, I get it. When you feel other things, I tell people, if you're going to be happy, be happy. If you're going to be sad, you're going to be sad. You're going to be mad. You got to let us know what's going. You got to manage your own energy,
yeah,
basically. And when you got to put protection in place, and that involves prayers, smudging, the chakra work, clearing energy work. It's a practice. It takes patience, and rinse and repeat.
there you go.
That's it.
So hopefully that'll answer your question, Roz. But thank you for posing the question. Because again, that's a different, it's a different way of looking at it. So because
It is.
you're empathetic, so you can get overloaded, I guess, if you don't know how to read and understand everything that you're feeling around you. So that's a great question. Thank you. So thank you for coming on the show, Christine. It was a great time. It went by so fast. Here we are. We're already 55 minutes into the interview,
Wow.
and it doesn't even feel like it.
Nope.
So that's why I say, when I tell people, when you come on here and we start talking, you just start having these conversations, and it's free flowing, and everything just goes so quickly. You're just having a good time. And again, I find people that they're shocked because they feel I guess it's the intimidation of saying, hey, we're going to be talking for an hour. And you go,
Yep.
and it's like, what am I going to talk about for an hour?
There goes the mind. There goes the ego. Oh, there goes the monkey.
Yeah.
Oh man, reel it in. Get over yourself and just be yourself. It's all
Yes.
good.
And again, this is such a joy for me. So I love it. Thank you for coming on again, Christine.
Yes, thank you so much.
I enjoyed our time, and if any chance in the future you want me to reciprocate, I would love to come on your show and be with you.
Absolutely, you bet.
So again, and then let me give it to everybody that came on, post questions with on here. Thank you, Roz, for Senor. Let's see who else was Maureen. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, guys. There was so many people that came on and interacting. Awesome.
That's awesome. We love it.
Yes. So again, guys, thank you for joining me this evening. You can go check out her website. You can see the link down below, and I'll put it in the comments in the show notes. You can go check out her Facebook page. You can go link there. And then you will also be able to go to her website and check out the services that Roz does offer. And that is at www.24k-healing.business.site. Go there, check it out. You can contact her, leave her a message. Again, you can go to her Facebook page, and I'll put the link there as well, so you can connect with her. And again, she does a live show once a week, and she also does her podcast. So you can go check out a lot of her past work and her past episodes as well. I'll drop those in the show notes, so you can go back and check them out as well. And again, thank you, Christine, for coming on the show and sharing your stories and sharing what you've done and what you continue to do and what you continue to share with everybody.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure, and I just want to impart this to everyone. Healing begins where the ego ends.
There you go. That needs to be on a t-shirt somewhere.
Yeah.
That's a good way to look at life, folks. So thank you guys again. Check out Christine. All the stuff will be in the show notes after the show's over. And again, I'll be back here tomorrow night, 7:00, with my guest, Dave Bricker. And he's a speaker, and he's teaching an online, he's actually written a book, and it's a pretty quick turnaround on learning how to master online speaking now, since that's virtually where we're going these days. And, the way that these conferences and stuff that used to, where businesses would have to go out to hotels and that sort of thing, it's all changed now because of everything that's going on. So he kind of wrote a book about it, and he turned it around really quick, and he's trying to share it out there with people. So, and plus he's got a real great story about his journey as well. So guys, check me back 7:00 Tuesday evening. Thank you, Christine, for hopping on, and I'll put everything in the show notes. Guys, you have a great evening. Stay safe. Practice good social distancing. Follow the shelter-in-place orders. I know we've been in it for a long time. I know some people are getting antsy and that sort of thing, but guys, we're going to get through this together. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Good things come to those who wait. And let's try to, again, guys, until we have something definite, just follow the rules, please. It's the easiest things that we can do right now. Stay safe, protect your family, wash your hands if you're going out in public. Thank you for all our frontline workers, healthcare,
Yes.
all the people that do all that stuff.
Lots of love to them.
Yes, you are taking big risks, and their pleas and cries and that sort of thing for people to follow these rules are there for a reason, because they're seeing the results of when people aren't doing this. So they get to see the frontline results of people who have who are catching this virus and what it does to them. So please, please, please stay safe, stay out of harm, stay blessed. Y'all have a good night, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow, 7:00, same time. Bye-bye, everybody.